Taste of the Simple Mentor. We are doing some freezer meal workshop recipes today, and I've got two people that are going to help me. Johnny Smothers is going to help me, and Sheila McLean is going to help me so that people can see exactly what I do when I'm at a workshop. A lot of the other videos, you see the actual meal being made by me, so that doesn't show what I do as a consultant. So what we're going to do first is the shredded chicken. I go off of this list that you can print. It's the assembly. So I tell everyone, so what I'm going to do is I'm no longer going to speak with you. I'm going to speak with Sheila and with Johnny. Okay, so if I'm not looking at you, don't get your feelings hurt. Okay, so first we're going to do our shredded chicken, and you need to get out your 2 boneless chicken breasts. And go ahead and put them in your bins, and what that's going to do is that's going to hold it. That way you don't have to worry about it spilling anywhere. Open it up, and we need our jar of corn black bean salsa. And just, anytime you get that and you don't hear that noise, throw it away. Call your consultant. It has gone bad. You need to make sure you hear that noise. On another note, if you buy corn black bean salsa and do not use all of it, you need to put it in the fridge. It'll keep about 3 weeks. If you don't put it in the fridge, it will go bad. So go ahead and seal. Now go ahead and get your air out. Squeeze it off. Well, yeah, you got to mix it up. Sheila's ahead. Good for you. Yay. So mix it up. Now you can put it back in your bin and you can squeeze the air out of it. Air is the enemy to any freezer meal. You need to make sure that you get as much out as you can. I love the smell of corn black. Yummy. Now, you're going to fold it over, and we're going to double bag this. And let me use Johnny's real quick. What's cool about this is see how it's folded over? This will fit straight in, but this size will fit in your crock pot. So you can put this in frozen. It will fit in just like that, and that's all you have to do. So we'll double bag that. And then you need to get your label that says shredded chicken. And on the label, it just tells you that you have to put it in the slow cooker, let it cook, and then you take your forks and you literally shred it. You're going to think the chicken is kind of dry, but when you shred it and mix it all up together, it's fabulous. You can use this for your tacos. You can put this over salad. You can eat it by itself. There's some cheese in it. I'm not opposed to putting it in a bowl and just put it in your cooler. Oh, here we go. Thank you. And like I said, I'm not opposed to putting this in a bowl with some cheese and just chow it down. Some good stuff. You can also use ground beef if you don't want to use chicken breast, but I do like it with the chicken breast more than I do the ground beef or turkey. So next up, we're going to do slow cooker chicken cacciatore. So y'all grab 2 boneless chicken breasts. And as you see, they are already coming with their meat bagged, and that is part of the prep that is with most freezer meal workshops. Makes things go smoother, makes things go quicker. Now, to this, we are going to add a capful of dried tomato and garlic pesto. A capful is 2 tablespoons, so anytime at workshops, I either say a cap or a half a cap. It keeps us from having to use the measuring spoons. Okay? Dried tomato and garlic pesto. A cap, yep. You also need to add a half a cap of onion. Okay, if you go over a little bit, it's okay. You can always add a little more onion. That's good stuff. Now we're going to put in our veggies. Well, actually, first, let's do this first. Open up your can of crushed tomatoes, and let's go ahead and add our can of crushed tomatoes. This is where it comes in handy to have the bins. And most people bring their own can openers with them.
Oh, I started to, and I wished I had.
And then we have people that are doing just like y'all are doing that share. I've even had one host who gets out her electric can opener, and there's one person that's her job. She sits there and opens cans. So however you want to do it. Some people like to go ahead and open them all at one time before the workshop. I don't like that because I'm scared that I will knock it over and spill it, and red sauce on carpet is just not good. We are not set up with a trash bag. Normally I use a box. Right here. There we go. Okay. And you can just put it in. A lot of times you're going to ship to the host. You can go ahead and pour that in. And when you ship to the host, you can just use the box that the products come in to put the empty cans in the trash and stuff. And that way we don't jump up for a trash can. Okay? Now we're going to seal it a little bit. You can have the air in it. It's easier to mix if you seal it with the air, and then you can kind of shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your chicken, right? Okay, so shake it up. And now you can put it back in your bin. Now we're going to add our vegetables. There are some people with the slow cooker chicken cacciatore, can't say that fast, that will bring the vegetables already in the bag, and that's okay. They just may have to, you know, mix it with the tomato sauce. It's fine. Go ahead and pour it in. Y'all are so good. Y'all listen. I've had some people that try to get ahead, and then they miss out and they do something wrong. You need directions. So what this is mushrooms, zucchini, squash, peppers, all chopped up. Yeah. Now we mix all that up, and it will be a full bag. We have made this one in 2-gallon bags before, but it works fine in a regular gallon bag. Now, one thing when you go and you freeze it and you pull it out of the freezer, you may find that it has suctioned in to where these creases are frozen, and all you need to do is just rub some cold water on it and get to where you can actually move the bag around, and then it will release. If you don't do that, then it may get stuck inside, but if you just rub some cold water over it, it will release out. Okay, so you need to get the air out, yep, and then we're going to double bag. And one thing, also another tip is when they're full like this, depending on how big your slow cooker is, when you run it under cold water, it may need to be just a little bit longer so you can break it. And if you can break it in half and make sure it all goes in. Some people will tell you to thaw it. I'm not a big proponent of that just because if I had time to do that, then I wouldn't be doing these workshops. People that are coming to these workshops, they want quick and easy. They want to pull it out of the freezer, they want to put it in their slow cooker, and they want to go. Okay? So, yep, so you do that, put your label in, and that is the slow cooker chicken cacciatore. And this one you can eat over rice, or we like it over spaghetti squash. Works really well with that too. Or pasta, if you want to eat some pasta. Okay, grab your meatballs while you're down in your cooler. Okay. We're going to add a cap of dried tomato and garlic pesto, which is 2 tablespoons. We mentioned that. Very good. Now you need to take a 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes, and we're going to open that up and pour that in. And this is one that's going to go in your slow cooker as well. You can eat this with pasta. You can eat it with rice. You can eat it by itself. We had this the other night, and I had to choose on my carbs between pasta and bread. I chose bread. So we had bread and meatballs because I love bread, and if I had to choose between pasta and bread, by God, I was choosing bread. So we had our multi-grain bread, which is really good with these. Okay, so we mix that up. We need to add our water first before we do that. So we're going to go 1/2 cup. So you need to go from the 3 to the 2.5. I always get that look. People go, I got to do what? Okay.
No, I don't.
So can you see the 2.5?
Yeah.
Okay. There's always somebody at my workshop that's such a precisionist, and I'm surprised it's not Johnny, that grabs and goes, I need a measuring cup. So I pull out my other measuring cup, and I let them measure the half mark.
It's funny that you said that, because I was just thinking at mine, I'm going to have this, and then a measuring
And then they pour it in this, yes. Don't you love different personalities? They're so awesome.
And directions.
And directions Terry did, she had just a pitcher of water, and we had our individual measurements.
There you go. You can do it that way too. I love these. These are Paper Chef. You can see. I'll tell you the name brand. There's other brands I think now that are making these. I don't think Paper Chef has the rights to this anymore. But anyway, they push up and down. So yeah. So mix that around. We'll get the air out of it. We'll double bag it. We'll label it, and we're done. And we just have one more. Because this is only 4. There is an option to do a mini with slow cooker lasagna that you can add onto this one, and it will not increase your cost, as far as your Tastefully Simple cost, the grocery list will go up, but you'll have enough Tastefully Simple products to do it. So this is only going to make 4. We've got that double bagged in. Very good. We find our label that's carded, and what these are is this is printed on cardstock, and they're able to slide this cardstock in between the 2 bags, and that way it won't run, and you don't have to worry about it sticking or anything, and the person using the meal can actually use these again. So these are nice to have instead of the actual sticky labels. So the last thing that we're going to do is our beef roast. So if you want to grab your roast, we'll do dried tomato and garlic pesto beef roast. This is a good one. One tip when you're making this is that you want to have the vegetables on the bottom of the slow cooker. So later when you go to do this, you're going to put the potatoes and the carrots on the bottom, and then you'll put the roast on top. And that way when it cooks, the drippings from the roast will go onto it as well. Now, you can add carrots and potatoes to this, but I will tell you it needs to be frozen. When you add fresh to this, you freeze it and then go to thaw it. 1, the potatoes turn black. 2, the carrots get squishy and they kind of implode and you bite into them and they're just not good at all. So you want to, if you want to put the veggies in with it, you can buy frozen carrot slices. Kroger has them as well as Alexis. And you can buy frozen potatoes. So you can do that if you want to. We like just doing the roast and then just cutting up the potatoes and stuff on the bottom. You can even use new potatoes if you don't want to cut them up. Okay? So we've got our roast in the bins, and we're going to add a cap of onion. No, I'm sorry, half a cap. See, I always do that. Half a cap of onion. Sometimes I have to point to my directions when we get down into it, so I don't lose spot. And then we're going to add a cap of dried tomato and garlic pesto. And then we're going to do a cup of water. So we're going to go from 2.5 to 1.5. Johnny wants my measuring cup. That's just 1 cup. Ooh, that's just 1 cup all the way to the top.
That's what I need.
Yeah. They do make these in a 2 cup. That's just a 1 cup. So you're good. You can never have too much water. But anyway, it's not like it's going to hurt you. Okay. Get the air out. Now this has gone faster than some of the ones you'll do with your client, unless you get some that are kind of like Johnny and Sheila and just turn around and fall. You may have a few of those, but not so much. We're doing this more as a demo. So they may chit-chat and let them, because the great thing is that they're just going to have to hear what you say to do the directions. Versus if they were doing this at home or doing this by themselves, they would have to follow the directions and make sure they were doing it correctly. And for them, that's mundane, that's tedious. They don't want to do that. They want to hang out with their friends. They want to have a good time. That's why we do the workshops. So we're double bagging it. And we'll put the label in. And then we're done. That's it. That's 4 meals. That's shredded chicken, slow cooker chicken cacciatore, marinara meatballs, dried tomato, and garlic pesto beef roast. You need dried tomato and garlic pesto. You need onion, and you need a jar of corn black bean salsa. And that's all you need. Thanks. Talk to you later. So what time is it? How long was that?